Hi, hello and welcome back to F1 Challenge VB. My name is Mephisto and our epic journey through the history of Formula 1 continues today with the 6th round of the 1968 season, the French Grand Prix. It was held on the 7th of July, it had 18 entries, 17 of them took part in the race with 6 ending up retiring. The race consisted of 60 laps completed in 2 hours, 25 minutes and 41 seconds. Rindt started the race from pole but retired on lap 46 due to a fuel leak. Stewart was second on the grid, X third, Holm fourth, fifth Amon and McLaren started from sixth. After a fantastic drive, X went from third into the lead of the race to win the French Grand Prix from Surtees, who climbed from 7th into second and was 1 minute 58.6 seconds behind X. Stewart dropped from second to third, he was 1 lap down. Alford climbed from 17th to 4th, he was 2 laps down. Holm dropped from 4th to 5th, he was 2 laps down as well. And Pierce Courage, who started the race from 14th, rounded off the top 6, he was 3 laps adrift. Rodriguez proved to be the fastest man of the race, posting a time of 2 minutes 11.5 seconds on lap 19. Greetings from France and the spectacular Rouen Les Essarts circuit, where a lap starts off with a short sprint into turn 1, a flat-out right-hander. Turn 2 is a fast left-hander, followed immediately by another fast right-hander. From here we continue down the hill into turn 4, a fast left-hander followed by a very tight right-hand hairpin. Make sure to start braking early, otherwise you might end up watching the race from the sidelines. Turn 6 is a fast right-hander, and next up is turn 7, a medium-speed left-hander, followed by turn 8, a slow left-hander. Be careful as this corner can catch you off guard. Turn 9 is next, a fast right-hander, and eventually we come into turn 10, a flat-out right-hander that brings us onto the longest straight of the track, which ends with turn 11, a tight 90-degree right-hander. Lastly, we come through turn 12, a flat-out right-hander that brings us around onto the main straight, and that is a lap around the Rouen Les Essarts circuit. So here we are in qualifying for the French Grand Prix, coming around to set our first and only qualifying lap, a 2:08.543, and as always with situations such as this, I did try to improve on my lap time, however I wasn't really able to keep up this pace throughout the qualifying session, so that's kind of sad, but oh well, I guess we'll have to work with that, as here we are now at the French Grand Prix, and here are the previous French Grand Prix winners. It's been a very long time since we won a race in France, but hopefully that will change here today. One thing to note is that this is the final time we'll be coming to Rouen Les Essarts for the French Grand Prix, so better make the best of it, I guess, because we will never have a chance to race here again. Anyway, we have Pedro Rodriguez on pole with Bruce McLaren in second, followed by Bobby Unser in third, fourth Jackie X, Siffert fifth, and Vic Elford rounding off the top 6. In 7th we have Graham Hill, followed by Jackie Stewart in 8th, 9th is Richard Atwood, followed by Silvio Moser in 10th, in 11th we have John Surtees, with Chris Amon in 12th, Derek Bell is 13th, 14th is Dan Gurney, 15th Jackie Oliver, 16th Danny Holm, Jochen Rindt is 17th, Mario Andretti 18th, 19th Lucien Bianchi, in 20th we have Kurt Ahrens Jr., Pierce Courage 21st, 22nd Jean-Pierre Beltois, 23rd Jack Brabham, Joe Bonnier 24th, 25th is John Love, Johnny Servos Gavin is 26th, 27th Ludovico Scarfiotti, 28th Henry Pescarolo, 29th Dave Charlton, Andy Higgs 30th, 31st is Joe Schlesser, and 32nd is Brian Redman. So that is the lineup for the French Grand Prix today, and once again hopefully this is going to be a good race for Andy, since this is the last time we come to Rouen, so better make the best of it if possible. And we are off, and immediately we have a yellow flag. Maybe there's someone stuck on the grid. Yes, there is someone stopped, so we already have a retirement, and we haven't even properly started the race as we come into turn 1 now. We're behind Joe Schlesser, still in 30th. Behind us is Brian Redman. Can we get around Schlesser as we come through turn 2? No, not quite. Actually, we are falling behind. I cannot keep the speed through the corners though as the AI does. However, it's still just We only just started, so the tires are still quite cold. Maybe once they heat up a little bit, it's going to be easier. As we come into the hairpin, I try to get around the cars as Redmond drives straight into me. Thankfully, he didn't damage my car, but as we come out of the hairpin, I managed to overtake Schlesser. Now trying to have a look at Redmond, who kind of blocks me, but we get around him as well, so we are now 29th. We also get around Dave Charlton, 28th. Then Gavin brakes for no reason, and we managed to get around him, so we are now 27th as we come through this tight left-hander, and there are a bunch of cars very slow. A car was upside down there, so we move up into 26th. Can we get around Ludovico Scalfiotti as well? Yes. Now Bonnier, Derek Bell, and we are now chasing down Henry Pescarolo. There were quite a few. We overtake Henry Pescarolo as well, and there were quite a few retirements on the first lap. Jochen Ritt, Richard Atwood, Graham Hill, Derek Bell, and Denny Holm all retired on the first lap. As we just gained a couple of positions there, we are now in 21st, chasing after Jack Brabham, who is pulling away. And there is Denny Holm had a massive accident, it looks like. Once again, there are no replays, so I'm sorry about that, but not much I can do. As we come into the hairpin once again on lap 2, and Henry Pescarolo pulls away, manages to overtake us, but I keep close to him, and no, not quite. I thought I was able to overtake him there, but not quite. I had to brake. Obviously I don't have wings, so it's a little bit more difficult for me to keep the speed through the corners. As we come around to finish lap 2 here, and we get passed by a couple of cars, we drop down to 20th, but I overtake Lucien Bianchi once again, so we move up into 19th. I then overtake Aarons as well, so that's 18th, chasing after 30s, and Pierce Courage is out of the race, probably an accident or something. As we close in on John 30s as we start lap 3, and we are now up in 16th, which is fantastic. Once again chasing after Henry Pescarolo. Hopefully we'll catch up to him eventually, that would be quite nice. Still in 16th, now on lap 4, and we catch up to Vic Alford. We overtake him for 15th, and that's quite nice. Now chasing after Jack Brabham, who is about 4 seconds up the road. Lap 5 now, and we manage to catch up to Sylvia Moser, and we see Dan Gurney up in front of us, who we overtake just as we are about to finish lap 5, so we move up into 13th, which is quite nice, I would say. Starting lap 6 here, chasing after Brabham once again. He's pulling away quite a bit, he's almost 10 seconds up the road. Here on lap 6 now, I brake a little bit late into that tight left-hander and lose a position. Surtees and Bonnier retired on lap 6, and here I am starting lap 7. I go a bit wide, touch the grass, lose control of the car, and flip it upside down, and, well, retire from the race. I'm not quite sure what happened there, why the car started flipping, but yeah, it was quite uncontrollable, so there was not much I could have done about that, I don't think. Anyway, after this, Gavin retired, so did Bianchi, Charlton, X, and Redmond. Vic Alford finished the race, however he was 3 laps down and therefore did not complete 90% of race distance. On lap 17, Pedro Rodriguez managed to post the fastest time of the race, a 1:55.940. So that is that, and here we have a replay of Pedro Rodriguez coming around to win the French Grand Prix. So congratulations to him, he did a fantastic job. Not only did he post the fastest time, but he also won. Unser second, third, Stewart Siffert fourth, 5th Eamon McLaren 6th. Here are the rest of the people who finished, and here are the retirements. About half of the field retired, so yeah. I don't really know what to say, except for quite another disappointing race for Andy Higgs. This hasn't been a very good season. We are halfway through the season and we haven't managed to finish a single race, which obviously isn't very good. But anyway, let's move on. And here are the career statistics. This was Andy's 167th Grand Prix. His best starts from first, has 16 pole positions, has set 29 fastest laps, his best finishes in first, has completed 100 races, 77 of them in the points, has won 44 Grand Prix, 4 at the Indianapolis 500, 6 in Monaco, has 8 championships under his belt, has scored a total of 521 points, has retired 67 times, has experienced 3,452 out of 4,357 laps, has 8 bronze trophies, 16 silver trophies, 44 gold trophies, and as an extension 44 podiums. And here's a quick look at the championship standings. Pedro Rodriguez moves into the lead of the Drivers' Championship with Graham Hill in second, Pierce Carriage third, Jackie X fourth, Jackie Stewart, Bruce McLaren, and Bobby Unser fighting for fifth. The last point scoring driver is Jackie Oliver down in 21st, Andy Higgs is down in 37th, and bringing up the bottom of the drivers' standings is Joe Schlester, who unfortunately lost his life during this race. So that is it for the driver standings. Let's now move on to the constructors, where we have Owen Racing taking the lead with Gold Leaf Team Lotus in second. Sharing third are Scuderia Ferrari and Rec Parnell. In fifth we have Bruce McLaren. Sixth are Matra International. The last team with points are Honda Racing down in 14th, and bringing up the bottom of the constructor standings are BMW down in 21st. So that was the French Grand Prix, the last race here at Rouen. Once again, not a very good race for Andy or BMW. Obviously, we would have liked to do a little bit better, but it didn't really go our way. It seems that this season really isn't going very well for Andy. Now, there could be multiple reasons. Well, the first 3 races, or rather the South African Grand Prix, Spanish Grand Prix, and Belgian Grand Prix, we retired because of engine failures. All the other races in Monaco, the Netherlands, and here in France were retirement due to probably bad driving. Well, most likely bad driving. So yeah, that means that we only have 6 more races this season, so we have to try and somehow at least finish 1 race this season. Otherwise, this is going to be quite an interesting season for Andy. Probably the worst, well, not probably, actually the worst season for Andy if we retire on every single race, which again I hope is not something that is going to happen. Anyway, our next race is the British Grand Prix at Brands Hatch. I'm looking forward to it. I really like that circuit, so hopefully things will go a little bit better there. Who knows? I guess it remains to be seen if our luck changes this season or if our streak of bad luck continues. But anyway, that is it for this video. Don't forget to vote for next season's team. Link is in the description. Also, don't forget to continue sending in your name suggestions for Andy's son. The rules obviously are the same as stated previously. I'll only accept 1 name per person, and don't forget to type name suggestion in the comments so that it is a little bit easier for me to find these comments when I need them at the end of the season to compile the straw poll. But yeah, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, stay sharp.